All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell. Earlier, I made a video speaking on bitterness, and it looks like, that particular video, the instructions that was given there literally helped out a lot of people. So I'm going to talk here briefly just for a moment about the spirit of jealousy and envy. Now, I need you to listen to me. I need your undivided attention because you're going to have to use a little bit of discernment. You're going to have to be honest with yourself because your life cannot improve especially in a certain condition that you may have developed or things that you may deal with on a daily basis or internal thoughts or just literal anxieties or fears that you may have reservations for deep down inside your heart. You can't get any type of relief or deliverance from any of these things unless you really truly understand what's going on. So I'm going to be speaking to you from a biblical spiritual perspective here, and I hope that you have the ears to hear. Now, jealousy and envy is resentment or suspicion of others. That's basically the attitude that it carries within our own hearts and how we demonstrate as we walk out in our lives. But there's also a good kind of jealousy, and then there's a bad kind of jealousy. The good kind of jealousy is the jealousy that the Most High Yah has towards his father, or a father has for his family, for his children. That's a good type of jealousy. The bad type of jealousy is a very evil kind. It's a satanic kind. And what it does is it causes you to lash out and it causes you to attack others and it destroys relationships literally. Envy is also coupled with jealousy. And both of these are tied literally to the spirit of bitterness because envy is a discontent or an ill will at another's good fortune or success because you wish that you had it for your own self, and you just cannot simply be happy, especially if you know that person, if they've had some type of influence upon you in life, whether it be positive or negative. You just simply cannot enjoy these people around you whatsoever at all. So, our motives should always be in our lives is that we should never, ever, ever seek to take advantage of anyone. We should never, ever seek or desire to destroy others so that we can satisfy our own self-worth or have our own self-pleasure, because when we say things under our breath, when we say things under our tongue, a lot of time we speak very injurious words towards others. And of course, envy and jealousy, it has other spirits that is associated with it, that is chained with it. Now, what you need to do is hear me out very closely here and then see if this particular attitude precedes you in some kind of way. For instance, covetousness. Covetousness is chained to envy, and covetousness is basically, it results in a desire of having somebody else's either status, possessions, or position that they may have. And we want it because we don't have it for our own self. And covetousness is linked to lust, and what lust does, it schemes to take something beautiful away from another, because they are enjoying it, and you may be miserable in your life, but you want to do everything that you can to take anything that you can from these particular people simply because you may have resentment towards them, or they may be enjoying life, or you have maybe have made them a personal enemy, or maybe they have made you a personal enemy, but you simply are starting now to develop an attitude where you're scheming to take something from them, whether it be joy, whether it be a child, whether it be a spouse, or anything, just in order to satisfy your own selfish pleasure. Let me give an example of a jealousy and envious spirit. For instance, have you ever heard or ever said it within your mind? You may not have even vocalized it or put voice to it. Sarah really thinks she's something. I mean, look at her in her fancy clothes and stuff. Or you may hear a voice say, man, look at them. They really truly think they're good looking. They really think they're something. Look how they carry themselves. I mean, did that thought really originate from your own conscience, or was that a thought submitted to the mind trying to do whatever it can to entice you and invoke you to act upon it in order to destroy a relationship? Because the truth is, has that person really truly ever said that to you? I mean, I can understand if they really truly said that to you, or they carried themselves in that way that would be offensive towards you. But if it did not originate that way, then you got something else going on. Or another man may envy another man and say, man, look. Yeah. Or somebody may say, hey, he's in really good shape. And you say, well, yeah, he's in good shape, but yeah, he's still got problems here and there. And you probably not looking anywhere near where this man does. Well, anyway, a jealous spirit really loves what it sees in others, it wants for its own self. We can't simply, and we see others enjoying this, and we really want it for ourselves. And since we have no solutions to a lot of problems that we face on a daily basis, we end up making the people evil who we have these certain feelings towards. I mean, the problem is, if you're always comparing yourself with others, you're not going to be wise and you're not going to enjoy life. The problem is displaced attention. We end up focusing our attention on others when it literally should be about our surroundings, the world, and what we need to do to improve our own environment. If you continue to keep on, it will develop an unhealthy relationship. And while it's developing that unhealthy relationship, you can't be satisfied. And neither will you be at peace until that person is totally eradicated out of your life. Either you have removed them or you have trumped up some type of charges of done something to discard them from your life in order for you to have what you call personal contentment. I mean, it's a real problem. When we don't have peace with people. It really truly is, especially when the other party has no idea what's going on. I mean, this is stuff that we actually truly really need to start looking at within our own selves, because if you can't have peace with yourself, you're not going to have peace with Yah. And you definitely are going to live a miserable life. So I hope that I've said something to hopefully allow you to be able to look into the mirror, for you to be able to see yourself, and then maybe apply the knowledge that I've just got finished giving you here to your own particular life, and see if the shoe fits. If the shoe fits, then wear it. I mean, sin, every sin carries its own particular weight, and each sin has a judgment. For instance, let me give you an example. You can't live a promiscuous lifestyle and then end up with some type of disease, some type of sickness, or some type of something transmitted to your body in a sexual way, and expect, number one, to be in optimum health. But that sin in the flesh may produce something that will cause your flesh to rot, or will cause something to eat after your flesh, because you have actually broken a spiritual law. I mean, sex is good as long as it's in the confines of marriage. Now, I believe that because I'm a pastor and I follow certain principles and guidelines. But, there's a penalty for adultery. There's a penalty for fornication. There's a penalty for homosexuality. There's a penalty for all different types of sin, no matter which way you cut it. The Bible is what defines sins for. But then sin, you're not going to suffer the same consequences for sin as you do if you are a liar. Do you understand what I mean? So, we really truly need to pay attention to ourselves, and we really truly need to look at ourselves. Look in the mirror, see if these things apply, and if it does, simply repent, change, and then walk in the newness of life. Because I would say this, and I will say it as I leave this particular video right here: there's nobody in this life worth you suffering for in your flesh. It's just entirely too short. So enjoy.